Local recording. There we go. Welcome back, our YouTube viewers. It's time to save Hakoa. Thank you. I will never forget this offering unto you of Canada Dry. Let's be honest. If I was Aloha, all you'd have to offer me is Canada Dry. My feelings tell me that Runok doesn't have much time. I can tell the Arctic Bear God's spirit has already separated from his weakened body. It is the spirit with which you must commune. His altar lies to the northwest beyond Drakmabwa. Good night, Salty Panda. So, to make one thing clear, by the way, there is a difference between, for example, a Loa of, for example, all cats, or a Loa of a specific species of cats. Hakoa is specifically the Loa of the spotted leopard, for example. This guy up here, Runok, is specifically the Loa of the winter bear, and so forth and so on. So there's a variety there of them. But again, even any given Loa of an entire species tends to be pretty damn powerful, as far as Loa go. Hello, Runok. I'm barely hanging on. My prophet absorbed too much of my power too quickly and killed himself. There's another danger of what these Drakari are doing, by the way. You can see the results at the water-filled crater to the south. My former priests have already resurrected him so he can finish the job. They're channeling my power back into him. It will not be long before he reawakens. You must put an end to him and return with my mojo. Fear not. I shall do this. Whoops. That was Aloha that we were just talking to, Shadow. I'll take that. I'm just going to fly around on Invincible for a bit. Quickly, Walker. Do you have my mojo? You did it, but there's one other thing I need you to do. My body is too far gone now. It is only a matter of time before a new prophet is elevated and finishes what the other one began. I am going to imbue you with the last of my power. The tormentor inside the altar carries incense, which will awaken my body and make it vulnerable. Use the incense and do me the kindness of putting an end to my suffering. I apologize if I fight back. Even for me, the will to survive is too strong. Okay, before I answer, it's worth noting we're not actually sure Elune is a deity. She might actually not be. In fact, I would say it's very likely she isn't at this point. However, the difference is huge. In fact, colossal, one might say. Because one's a deity, and these are just powerful spirit essences. Really, Ricky? You'll have to earn your right to draw another breath if you want to kill me, mortal! Where's my mortal counter? There's the mortal counter. Notice we actually have his power. Also, I love the fact that, he, as was pointed out, he actually gives a complete stranger his power, as opposed to the Drakari, his own people. I mean, for God's sakes. Damn it, don't make me turn that back on. Fine, fine. Where is it? There it is. There we go. And now it is time for you to return to the leopard goddess. Somehow I sense she has other plans for you. Tell her no matter what, we are eternal. 2 month. Yeah, thereabouts. Whoop, whoop, beep, boop. Not that question. Actually, now's a good time to turn these in. That's what I thought. Okay, hang on. One moment.
What you want?
I like that Chinese place. They actually just called to make sure that the order was correct. The Drakari are so busy destroying themselves. It'd be a shame if the historical significance of the Empire were to be likewise lost. Ah, prime specimens. You can see here divergence from root symbology. Quite extraordinary. What a pity the ice trolls are determined to bring about their own demise. Did you know, for instance, the Drakari were exiled from the rest of the troll nations for their extremely violent ways? It's true. How do you think trolls ended up in a harsh climate like this?
Spirits be with you, man.
That's not actually 100% true, but I've already discussed that. Hey, I don't mind taking other people's empires' reach.
Talk to me.
I hope you've returned with enough from the attacks on the pool and Genelai. They've become more desperate after what you did to them. Oh, thank you. This should be more than enough to fuel my castings for quite some time.
Spirits be with you, man.
I absolutely do not think they should have kept it as is, because I hated leveling in vanilla, and I hated vanilla in general. However, Hylisk and I both are in agreement that they should have offered an option, a layering, a phase where you could go back to basically an old zone of vanilla for people who never experienced it or want to experience it, or, something along those lines. Keep the content. By all means, give me the new content. I love New World. I actually enjoy leveling 1 through 60 now. But I still think they should have kept Old World in existence so we could have actually experienced it and showcased it and whatnot. I still wouldn't have done it for the Lorerun, but, How does Aloha claim an aspect? That is actually an exceptionally good question. Now, the problem is, the real answer is, we don't know. There's the real answer right there. I'm just going to go ahead and lay that out. I can only give you my theories on the matter. What is JDP like? Lore. I'm not saying it was lore. I can tell you, based on what we understand, that most Loa occur naturally, which makes sense, being the wild gods that they are. So, in other words, the fact that there are bears, the fact that there are snow leopards, means a Loa of the snow leopards just kind of forms naturally as a result of it. Make sense? Ergo, in your example, when the Draenei land, it is actually entirely likely that the creatures they brought with them would generate a new Loa of those creatures. I don't know how long that process takes, though. Again, that is, of course, just sheer theory crafting, because we don't know, like I said.
What be on your mind?
Arune be hoping the Goda got all them defenders she wanted, with them rift sealed. They're not likely to be getting any more. I think I'd be thinking it's time to do some scalping, mon. The trolls at Zul'Drak to the northeast should do nicely. With their fancy bats and they're attacking us, they got it coming. I want to give you his own knife so you do the job right.
Stay away from her.
Where the hell? Oh, there it is.
Who you be?
You want to really deal with Zul'Drak. Collecting scalps isn't going to get the job done. You have to take out their leader, Hebjin. Problem is, he's up under Bat Rookery, goading his forces on. Bang his drum. Oh, I assure you he'll become flying down. That's when you kill him. You can take his net we got from one of the headhunters. Use it to trap his bat when he lands. That way you won't have to fight both of them.
Bye-bye now.
I'll debate it, Reach. I already have some thoughts on some emotes I could use in the in unlikely future that Twitch ever gives me a partnership.
Hello, man.
There's another altar nearby where there are artifacts to be saved. It's said that the Drakari at the altar of Runok to the northwest, beyond the broken tundra of Drakmabwa, have already plundered their own holy site. I'd be appreciative if you could rescue those artifacts from their undeserving hands.
Be seeing ya.
I'm sorry, are you trying to order the Lich King, Reach? Along with the Drakari artifacts, I'm interested in returning to Zandalar with some of the Zul'Drak wildlife. I have mails about the frost. Oh, I hate that quest. Whatever.
Stay away from
Let's just, yeah.
How you doing, man?
And we'll grab that one too.
Talkie.
Whoops. Alright, I don't want to actually fly around on Invincible on this character. I want my frickin' Frost Drake. Yeah! Frost Drakes are awesome. What? This is like my favorite freaking mount. I've wanted this mount since Warcraft 3. What do you want from me? Okay, so this is funny. So what you have to do is you have to hit it like that. And then you walk up to it. And then, is it female? Nope, it's a male! And then you kill it. And then you have to do that a billion times to find 3 males. Because apparently females are an endangered species. God, it's like the dating scene all over again. I'm really upset that Twitch hasn't given me a partnership. I get that their basic reasoning for it. Their basic reasoning is, I don't have enough of a following. I don't get enough views. But I also stream way more regularly than most actual Twitch partners do. I stream very continuously, so I feel like, you know, even the marketer and, you know, the accountant in me feels like that should make up for it. But Twitch disagrees. And that's the end of it. There's nothing I can do to change their mind. So, what are you gonna do, huh? Actually, it's funny you bring up viewbots. I have had, like, non-stop spamming of viewbot, like, marketing spammers who are like, hey, you should spend money to get views from our thing. Maybe you should go to this site and give us money so you can get a virus and also give you views. And it's just constant. I have had, like, a dozen or so of those people spamming me during this lore run. It's ridiculous. I think they just specifically go after people streaming WoW or something. Don't mind me just scalping some trolls. Scalping some trolls. But yeah, it's been happening non-stop, Reach. For a while there, I was actually calling it out every time it happened. And then I just stopped because it was happening so commonly, it just stopped being funny after a while. They're not hackers, actually. It's more like thieves. Be a better term. Legend of Heroes. What's Legend of Heroes? Scalp, scalp, scalp. All day long. Scalp, scalp, scalp. Will they finish song? Ooh, I'm gonna come down there and kill you good, Worgen. How are you now? Okay. Come on. There we go. To say, I appeared. Don't let me guess. I just lost my quality options. What do you want to bet? Wow, Ricky, that's terrible. Whatever, I guess. Wait, so I have quality options now? I don't even know what to make of this. I've never been so happy to be considered mildly worth the time by Twitch. God. Just look at this terrain, by the way. Look at this place. I'm sorry, I hate to keep rehashing this point, but look at how much this area just got twisted. It's just wrong. It's another look at, you know, because there's actually a lot of territories in World of Warcraft that are like, ugh, you know, just everything's messed up, or everything's wrong, or everything's terrible, or whatever. There's quite a few different ones. And this is a nice another take on it. I don't know how to better put it. It just feels like this whole area is wrong, you know? Yes, I know, Reach. I know. Thank you. I'm well aware. I was already being sardonic. And yeah, we get to see what happens when they actually kill one of their own Loa, and it goes really, really badly. We're not actually there yet, though. Interesting, Darge. It's all good, Reach. Excuse me. It came through, Victory. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. I already tallied it up and added it to the appropriate numbers. At the moment, as you can see, the Skittles suit is currently winning. Ah, there we go. Yeah, Shadow. I admit he overuses that word, especially since it's meant to be a specific form of sarcasm. It's like, no. Sardonic is specifically biting, vicious or otherwise negatively inclined. Sarcasm when you're actually being bitter about it. But whatever. Oh, there's one. Please be a female bear. Well, Venetia, that sounds really uncomfortable. But I'm not saying no. I mean, you know, if you guys really want me to, I can hit the grocery store Monday, I think, actually, would be the next time I can do that. I can't do that in combat? Oh, god damn it. Run away! Run away! Sardonic Deutsch. There we go. Alright, female bear? It's a male bear! Now you might be thinking, why are these bears getting so angry when I'm checking to see if they're male? How do you think I'm checking to see if they're male? Anyways. The Reach Network suit. Hey, whatever works, man. Whatever works. Zul'Drak was an interesting experiment for Blizzard when it comes to quest design. Basically what happened here is it's branching quest design. So here's the way it works. There's two primary plot lines arcing throughout this zone. The first is the one we already finished with Jakuru. The other one is the entire Loa chain, which we're primarily doing. And there's only, those actual chains are relatively short. You know, it's like maybe 10 quests long. But at each step of those quests, you get a series of branching quests. So it's like, you go do this quest, but while you're in the area, you can do these other 3 quests. And then you do this quest, but while you're here, you can do these other 3 quests. It kind of didn't work in Zul'Drak. They kind of implemented this a little bit better later on in Cataclysm and in Pandaria. So, I admit that I enjoy Zul'Drak, but I mostly enjoy Zul'Drak because I like the music, I like the terrain, I like the culture, I like the story. But I need to be right back. So, hey, what's up, guys? Thanks, Reach. It's okay, all those donations secretly go to the chair anyways. One of these days I'm actually going to do something with the chair, but we'll not talk about that right now. Ah, me thinking that's too funny. Zalam's me kinda wogen. You still got my knife?
Be seeing ya.
Hey there.
Oh, you did it! She gives you a big kiss on the cheek. You have no idea how much of a relief that is to me. Defending against trolls on all sides, really putting a strain on us. Not to mention his incessant yelling. Here, take your pick of what we have to offer.
Be good.
Greetings, man.
There's no comprehending the Drakari. They are brutal savages who have sunk to a new low. That's why we're gonna make them work for us in Pandaria. Seriously, that's a thing that's gonna happen. Let me look at those. I'd say we were lucky you liberated these when you did. How very interesting. This artifact here depicts the events of the Sundering. There was a time when the Northrend was far northern portion of Kalimdor. But after the Sundering, the land broke off and became Northrend. And this, of course, is why we see Drakari in the southern continents, as well as here.
Lita. Stay away from the voodoo.
Alright. Let's go ahead and head over to Harkoa. as I try to ignore the Chinese food sitting next to me. The cat goddess howls in pain. My spirit cries out in grief at the loss of another friend. Oh, but fear not. He will return, and his spirit will live on forever. There's something wrong with Quetzalcoatl, the wind serpent goddess. What it is exactly, I cannot sense. But I do know her altar has been overrun with powerful creatures. I'm going to send you there on the backs of one of my children, which you are saved. The two of you will move swiftly and with great stealth to uncover what has become of Quetzalcoatl. My child will keep you safely back to me. Just keep your eyes open. Let's do it. Here we go. This is just for you, Deutsch. We finally have a mount. Except it's not like her, so I guess I lied. Okay. Now, to eat briefly while I'm doing that. Is that fine? What do we got here? What's this? What are these? What are these? Oh, these are the spring rolls, I think. I had to order a couple of spring rolls to get it over the dollar mark. Oh no, Quetzalcoatl is dead. Stay still. We'll sneak past the prophet. Sneak, 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 sneak. What was that? I sense an intruder. Find them. Kill them. We're surrounded. Hang on, we have to get out of here. Run! Run! Here you go, Reach. Enjoy. No unicycle, though. Sorry, not happening. I'd have to say any form of practical engineering is probably my favorite. Thank you for bringing my kitten back safely. Deep down, I knew it. I wanted to deny it. But your eyes revealed the truth. Nevertheless, I sensed something else. All is not as it seems. Quetzalcoatl may be dead, but I can still feel her spirit lingering in the underworld at the altar. We need to find to get you to her. Luckily for us, I just happen to have a supply of former supplicants at hand who are in no longer need of their sacred adornments. Both my subduers and claws are likely to still be wearing them. I love the pragmatism of this quest. So all of these Drakari who are here are still wearing their sacred adornments. The outfits they built in order to specifically be ritualistically bound to their Loa. They're still wearing those. So she's like, you know, you guys aren't really following me anymore since you're trying to sacrifice me and eat me. So I'm just going to kill all of you and take your adornments. Bye. I love the pragmatism of it. It's great. Also, personal favorite engineer of all time, or scientist, I guess. Personal favorite scientist of all time would be Nikola Tesla. Easy answer. Just my personal one. So hungry. Must keep loring. Must talk about how Drakari need us. Okay, so here's another interesting thing. This is hard to explain because we don't know the specifics. But one of the other fascinating things... Tell you what, Reach, just for you. Yes, I do, dog. I have a YouTube called The Lorerunner. It's pretty easy to find. Anyways, why is Lurker not modded right now? Oh, wait, Lurker isn't a mod, is he? Never mind, I'm sorry. He's just a regular. My bad. What was I saying? The troll... Okay, so there's a way things work. The trolls have the most experience with regards to magic, with regards to Loa, with regards to the way the world works, with regards to death. They're easily the most experienced race, especially when it comes to a culture in the entire world. But I find it interesting, to my own sense, because it still requires something. Like, they can't just speak with the Loa. They can't just enter the Loa's realm. They can't just work with the Loa. They have to wear these specific adornments. Now, I mention this because this isn't just, we have to appease the Loa. That's separate. That's a whole other thing of, we wish to... Okay, damn it, Hylisk. We wish to appease the Loa and like, make it... How do I make it so broadcast stops showing up? Like, I've never had to do that, but Hylisk is making me do that today. Here we go. Maybe? No? I don't know how to turn that off. Can I turn that off? Is that a thing I can do? Ah! There we go. We're good. We're good. Okay. But they specifically have to interact with their Loa with a specific pattern, I think is probably the best way to explain that. And so you have, in order to specifically interact with it in that way, they need these adornments that they have specifically crafted and enchanted and all that fun stuff in order to be able to do it. So she actually requires us to get these in order to be able to interact with Quetzalun, the other Loa that we're going to be docking to in a moment. I never imagined it would come to this. The Drakari are truly lost. There was a time when these meant something. Let's see if we can put these to better use. You are prepared! That's not what Illidan said. But I'm not certain you're ready for what's to come. When you cross over to Quetzalun's altar, you will enter the realm of the dead. From what I can feel of it, it's not going to be pleasant. Try not to be distracted by what you see in there. Just head for the altar building and seek out Quetzalun's spirit. Okay, let's do it then. Also, I don't know why, but I like the roads of the Drakari in general. They're wide and they're paved and they're surprisingly linear, for lack of a better term. Alright, here we are. Whoa, God! Welcome to the realm of the dead. Oh, hey, there's Quetzalun. How you doing? Now, this is interesting, because Quetzalun is the specific wind serpent Loa. And yet, then there's Hakar. But the thing is, we know what Hakar is a Loa of. He's the Loa of blood. Also, one of the reasons why he is arguably, the most powerful Loa we've ever encountered. Worgenworm, tell me why I should not annihilate you where you stand. I will give you a chance at continued existence. There are fragments of the power that fueled my curse scattered about the altar grounds. It is my desire that you collect some of them for me. Not so many that the curse will be lifted, but enough that I'll be able to eventually make use of them to extract my revenge. Go, insect. Run and do my bidding before I change my mind about letting you live. As I said, some Loa are a little bit more, what's the word? Evil. Yes, some Loa are a little bit more evil than others. This one is one of the more vivacious Loa. I would not want to be interacting with her if I had the choice to not do so. There. No, Reach. She just says, I will kill you later. And then she stares at you. And then she says, I will kill you later. Actually, personally, I do believe it is the MMO practicality thing. We've seen that many, many times in WoW in particular. Or, excuse me. Alright, Shadow. You can never do theoretical science again. You have to pick a practical science. Which one do you pick? Go! Yeah, she's not a nice person. Quetzalun. As we'll find out. So, as she died, unlike most of the other Loa, she specifically went out of her way to curse all of the trolls here. They will regret that. But the thing is, she's still dead, so obviously the trolls still win, right? Well, we're going to help tilt the scales on that, and I'm not sure why. I mean, really, why are we helping her get her revenge on these people? Paleontology. Suddenly, Shadow turns into Chakotay. Does medicine count? Sure. I mean, yes. Good night, Lusab. Have a good one. Yeah, Pyrrhic victory is Pyrrhic. Very true. Oh, by the way, you might wonder, how extensive exactly are the walls of Zul'Drak? Well, that's the ocean down there. Look at that. Look at that! Gilneas did nothing compared to that. Behold its glory! And seriously, though, seriously, look at this. Look at this wall that they've built up. From the ocean floor, well, from the base of the ocean, all the way around the surrounding of their territory. Think about how many centuries this thing probably took to make. Look at this. Here, let's just give you an idea how tall this is. Let's just follow the length of it. And it goes underwater, of course, too. All the way to the base down there, as you can see. I have to admit, one thing I love about Zul'Drak is its architecture. Just look at that. God. Anyway, sorry. Just everyone. Actually, I'm not sure the Drakari specifically practiced slavery. I know of no personal reference to slavery in the Drakari history. They have a couple of coordinations where they actually have mutual arrangements with other races, but no actual slaves. Of course, they enslave each other, so I suppose that's a moot point. Drakari enslaving Drakari. What a shame that Herakoa didn't send you along sooner. And then again, she and I never did get along. She probably held back your help just long enough for this to happen. That'll do. Likely I won't even need them, but it was fun watching you run around at my command. There you go. That's something Aloha enjoys, watching you run around at her command. I have something special planned for my favorite high priests. But first, you get to prove yourself in laying the foundation for my revenge. You do still want to live, right? As you can see, my devotees are enjoying their stay here, but it's time for them to make their final restitution. Do me the smallest of favors, if you would. Lure them near my soul fonts and put an end to their existences. They taste so delicious, and their sacrifice will not go in vain, I assure you. Mages can wield and use swords less. In fact, there's actually quite a few. Mage weapons that are of the sword variety. I guess that's true, Nethrosy. Oh my god, that is true. Again, I feel like a druid would be highly motivated in this series of quests. Or a shaman, for that matter. Damn it, it didn't pulse quickly enough. So what you gotta do is you gotta drag these things to these soul fonts. Wait until the font puts a line on their soul, and then kill them, so that their souls are eradicated. This is actually interesting because this is permanent death, what we're doing to these guys. These are trolls, I want to remind you. Some of the most, death is just another casualty of life kind of people that we have in the entire setting. And we are permanently killing them. Because we're actually eradicating their souls here. There's something just kind of quietly horrifying about that. I don't know. Yeah, no kidding. Looks like she's not going to be valid. In case you're not getting it, these are already the dead. This is the land of the dead here. We are effectively interacting with their souls already. Because her curse already killed them and dragged them here when she was eradicated by her own people. Come here. Go. Also, the mere fact that a concept like the soul font exists is kind of horrifying to begin with. It really shows how much experience the trolls have with souls and people coming back from the dead. And, you know, the fact that you need to have a way to prevent them from coming back from the dead. No, I'm not in hell, I'm dead. There's a difference, Nothrazim. Hell is in Legion. Spoiler alert. Yeah, in lore, by the way, we're not just roaming. I mean, obviously, thanks to gameplay and phasing, we're just roaming around, basically. But in lore, when we entered this place, we just kind of fell over dead. And our corpse is just kind of hanging out around the entrance of this area. Which is a thought I find amusing. Define your question better, Nicolas. You know, damn it. That's actually a really good question, Noralax. And I gotta be honest, there's really only two answers. Answer number one. They weren't written yet, so they never thought about it. Answer number two. Ner'zhul was never the brightest Lich King. He didn't do... Most of the really impressive stuff that the Scourge in general have done was under the reign of the second Lich King. So, it's entirely possible it literally never occurred to Ner'zhul, or he was never allowed to by his Nethersian masters, or he was so arrogant to think that he didn't need their help. Oh, Diablo 3 then. Easy answer. Exquisite. Perhaps you'll be of some use after all. It is now time for you to punish my three high priests, Mufuno, Tuau, and Hayawini. You'll find them spread around the altar grounds. Take my hexing stick. I have empowered it with my rage and my indignation. I'm sure it will prove quite potent. Just use it and proceed to destroy them. The hex will take care of the rest. Succeed and I may let you go. Fail and die. Well, those are some interesting options. So, the hexing stick actually specifically curses them with what they fear most. I'll just go ahead and tell you that now. So let's see what this particular... Wait, no, he's not here. Oh, there he is. Let's see what Haiwani here, what his greatest fear is. Hexed? Yep. Bam! His greatest fear is being frozen to death. And then shattered. While still frozen. That could be Schmeidolf. Lord knows Ner'zhul had a hell of a time with the Empire of the Spider. So this is the High Priest... Mufunu. What's his greatest fear? Now this is kind of a weird one. He is literally ripped apart by the wind. Like, I want you to picture wind so severe, it literally rips you into pieces, and your arms are just flying off, and... Yeah, anyways. That's pretty horrible. What about this one? What's her greatest fear? Her greatest fear is to be burned alive. And she just kind of cowers there. Until she is literally nothing more than an ashen chunk of what used to be a living being. The terrible spirit before you lets loose a blood-chilling cackle. Oh, they had it coming, and I'll give them more of the same, again, and again, and again, and again, and again. There is one last thing that is needed to enact the final revenge upon my prophet. The power fragments you collected must be imbued with a portion of a living god's spirit. You're going to need to beseech Harkoa for some of hers. Once you've done that, when you return here, you will not come to the underworld. You will come to the physical world of my altar. My children and guardians will no longer attack you, and you'll be able to get to the prophet without worry for them. We'll see how this works out then. Crab Rangoon, everyone? Anyone? No, I haven't, little Billy. Kuminator, I'll answer your question in just a second. I really doubt it, Shadow. A portion of my spirit? That is quite an expensive gift, considering this is for revenge, and I'm already greatly weakened by the actions of my subduers. Still, I may know a way. Mamtoth, god of the mammoths, destroyed himself and took his temple with him. If I'm to sacrifice a portion of my spirit, I'll need something to bolster myself with. He left an enormous crater to the northeast. Within his crater, his blood yet lives. Bring it to me. And I have no idea when I'm going to be done with WoW, Kuminator. And yeah, there's a list of games I'm going to be streaming in the future on my website. I will also be trying very hard to catch up on my ruminations. Will be my next big goal, basically. So, I know what you're thinking to yourself. Arsh, what happens when one of these binding rituals, when they claim the essence of a Loa, goes horrifically, nightmarishly wrong? There used to be a temple here. You could kind of see. There's the entrance to the temple over there, and there's where the stone used to come into it, and yeah. This blue energy here is actually concentrated mojo. Wild god essence, if you will, or whatever you want to think of it as. Easily the moon, Shadow. You notice there's, unlike some cases, there's not even debris around here. It's just evaporated. Holy crap, you know? And yeah, out of pure spite, he blew himself up. It's like, well, they're trying to kill me to take my essence. No, I'm just going to kill the crap out of you all. I wonder how many trolls were here trying to bind him when he detonated. I mean, seriously. The best part is it was all in vain. Because they still get some of his essence. They still get some of the Serpent's essence. They still get some of all of these essences. As we see in Gundark. Or Gundrak. Excuse me, Gundrak. Now, the really weird thing, though, is Gundrak, as we'll talk... Well, we'll talk about when they get it. We'll talk about when we get there. I'm pretty sure we're actually going to reach Gundrak tonight at the pace we're going. And then maybe I can finally eat my dinner. It calls to me. It's just sitting here saying, eat me arsh. Run. 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 I wish there was something we could do to bring Mamtoth back to life, but there isn't. We can honor him in his sacrifice by continuing the fight against the Drakari. This is what it's come down to. Revenge. And she sighs. Take this ritual kit, enact it near Quetzalcoatl's corpse upon her altar. If everything worked properly, her spirit will be drawn to the material world, where she will be able to reclaim her power from the Prophet. The rest is up to you, Xylom. Also, notice that we have visibly weakened Harkoa here. That's actually pretty important for something that's going to happen in a bit here. So, knowing all you know about these Loa guys, if you could make a contract with the Loa, would you? Make a contract with me. Oh, sorry. What is it, you pathetic worm? Have you come to die? I recognize your stench. You're the one who snelt by me on the back of that snow leopard runt. Time to die. I've returned to invite you to my housewarming in the underworld. I'd say come along quietly, but we both know that's not going to happen. My little friend here is going to ease your way into the afterlife. Stop! No! 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 They're done. I'll see to it my prophet enjoys his eternal stay with me. I love the name of that quest, by the way. You reap what you sow. So true. So true. Of course you would, Nethrazim, given your race of choice. It is oh, I wouldn't do worship. I mean contract. That's a totally different thing. It is worth noting there are plenty of beneficial and otherwise kind, nice, gentle, generally positive Loas. It's just you more often hear about the jackass Loas, like Quetzalcoatl, the one we just dealt with there.
Who you be?
The witch doctor shakes his head in disbelief. It sounds like you barely escaped Quetzalcoatl's underworld alive. In fact, I hear your body was lying under a frost drag for a few hours there. You okay? Yeah. I'm glad you have it out there. I'm glad it's you that's out there. I don't know if I would have had the courage to deal with that situation.
Be seeing ya.
Oh my god, Harkoa! You snuck up on me. What the heck? Xylom, we need a key to unlock the chains of the Rhino God, Akali. Even now he's being prepared for the slaughter. The Drakari warlord Zolmaz carries the key. Hearing of your exploits, he has secluded himself and his family at their stronghold to the northeast. The warlord is strong, and you'll need help. If you were to combine the tiki, sword, and incantation of his family members, he'll be able to summon such help as you challenge him before his Holden Gate. I want to stress this, by the way, in case you're missing the significance of this. We're about to kill a man's family to take their essence to empower into basically a temporary golem built out of his family to kill him.
How you doing, man?
I don't feel like doing that quest.
Be seeing ya.
There's no reason to do that quest.
Don't be shy.
I know you'll be heading up to Zolmar's stronghold. While you're there, I need you to deal with the warlord's special guardians, enchanted tiki warriors they're called. They represent a real threat. If the Drakari were ever to mass-produce them, we'd be overrun.
Spirits be with you, man.
Relax.
Ahune hear about your trip to Mamtoth, cry to Mon. The children of Mamtoth are enraged, they cry out for justice. Follow the avenue northeast of the steps to the next tier of Zul'Drak. On your right, you'll find the altar. When you get there, flash this medallion in front of the eyes. He'd calm them down for a while, let you hop on their back.
You be careful, man.
Welcome to Northrend, roof of the world. Your young prince will find only death in the frozen roof of the world. I hate you, Deutsch. Just saying. Hey. You work for me now! We kill all the peoples. Bunker, 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 bunker. Kill them all. So this is funny. We can't actually kill these guys. We have to specifically trample them. For once, though, I'm okay with that. The entire point is not for us to kill the Mamtoth disciples. The entire point is to help Mamtoth's mammoths, these guys here, to get revenge on them. So we're not actually, it's not about the killing them. It's about the mammoth killing them. Because screw them, they killed my master and they must die. Blah, 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 death. Death to the Scourge. I mean, the Drakari. I'm gonna be killing ya, man, very soon, Shadow. There be no place you can be hiding from me. I'd be worried if I was you. Also, this is one of the reasons why trolls are horrifying enemies. They know a lot of things they can do with you after they kill you. Like, a lot of things they can do to you after they kill you. Also, it's not a Jamaican accent, it's a troll accent! I swear she'll make a bit crazy. Alright, we have eased their desire for vengeance. Now is the hour of the Scourge. So these Tiki warriors are interesting. These are effectively... Okay, so there are conflicting reports on what these things are. Either they are literally Loa spirits bound to the items in order to make them function, or they're souls bound to these items to make them functional. Also, his daughter's last words when you kill her is "Daddy." Just wanted you to be aware of that. I don't have a sub button. Thank you, first of all, for the kind thoughts. But I don't have a sub button because Twitch hates me, and they don't think I am deserving of being a partner. So, shrug. I am too insignificant for the great Twitch overlords. So these things, like I said, they're either Loa spirits who are bound here, or souls that are bound to these objects. Based on my experience with trolls in general, I lean more towards the souls thing. I'm pretty sure it just really fits troll society for these to literally be the souls of their fallen, or the souls of people they didn't like, or the souls of people who ran out of favor. You know, there's plenty of sources of souls for the Drakari. Here's his wife. There we go. So, this is kind of messed up. I need to kill his son. Hang on, where's his son? I forget where his son is. I've killed his wife and his daughter, but I still need to kill his son. Oh, here he is, here he is. Hey, boy. Ugh, death. So, this is part of why I say that whole Souls of the Defeated thing, too. Like I said, I want to really re-emphasize this. We are about to combine items from his wife, his daughter, and his son, and make them into a golem, which we're going to use to taunt him and convince him to come out and fight us.
I kill you.
You have enchanted Teak. You killed my family! Yes, I did. I will kill you, Xylem! Or I'll die instantly because you're level 80. Even in the day, that wasn't a hard fight. I mean, we have his family helping us kill him, after all. Remember, guys, the Scourge are the bad guys, not us. Oh, my gosh. What, Deutsch? But again, the point that really needs to be emphasized is this is one of the nicest Loa we've encountered with. The Harkoa, the one who's actually helping us to do this. Her, right there. She's one of the nicest Loa we've encountered. She's basically one of the good Loa, and she's the one who told us to do what we just did.
You come get the voodoo.
Score one for the victims,
Spirits
man.
be with you, man.
Talk to me.
That should make them think twice about making more of those tiki things. I shudder to think what we would have to do if we had to fight an army of those things. I guess it would kind of be like fighting the endless ways of the Scourge.
Bye-bye now.
Wait, why do I have a G-string? You know what? I don't even want to know. I cannot stress how important... Thank you for the donation. That caught me a bit by surprise. Would you like to put it towards one of our incentives over here? And I'm glad to be bringing the lore of Warcraft to yet another viewer. I cannot stress how important it is you acquire the Warlord's Key no matter the cost. Might have been better if I hadn't asked you to come back here. However, I think it's best you hear what I have to say first. Xylem, there's no time left. You have to take the key and use it to unlock Alaki. He's being held in the courtyard in front of Gundark, the capital of Zul'Drak. Gundrak, I keep saying that wrong. Akali's chains are secured by 4 anchor points. You must unlock each of them to set the Rhino God free. Gundrak is teeming with ice trolls. However, if you're careful, you should manage it without too much danger. Let's do it. It's okay. Why don't we go ahead and put that towards normal, just to help even it out a little bit. There we go. And thank you again. Alright, let's do this, man. Let's be going and killing the trolls, man. They be in my way. Yeah, she's in quite a bit of a rush, Nethrazim, and for good reason, because, spoiler alert, we're about to be too slow here. We probably should have been moving a little bit faster. The incentive thing is about which outfit for wearing. I don't know if you can tell, but we have a ridiculous outfit here. We call it the Skittles outfit, or the Reach outfit, if you prefer. So yeah, we're different. We've got different transmogs going on based on which incentive is winning at the moment. I shall free Akali. Oh, by the way, look how freaking huge Akali is. This is actually the primary Loa of the Drakari right here, Akali. He is not just a very powerful Loa. He is a very powerful Loa who actually has cowed the other Loas. So he's pretty much the strongest Loa probably in the entire continent, actually. That's really important for what you're about to see. Well, he's freed. I am free, little Drakari. Time for you to pay for your trespasses. Notice how literally a few hundred Drakari come out to try and chain him. And he just kills them and kills them and kills them. Yeah, he's pissed. He's really, 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 really pissed. Shadow, I didn't even see your question. I'm sorry. Do guitars have G chords? Alright, we've killed them all. You can calm down now, Akali. It's okay. We're here to help. I swears. I also hope the cutscene finishes playing, because otherwise I'm going to be slightly upset. Here, let's kill that one. There, maybe that'll make the cutscene go on. Ah, there it is. There's the prophet of Akali. Enough! He's already finished his ritual, so with the ritual completed, now Akali, my master will have your blood, and I'll take some of your power for myself as well. Completes the ritual, and consumes Akali. Kaplunk. It is done. Run back to your masters. Run back to Harkoa. Tell her I be coming. Also, for those of you who've played this game, check it out. You can actually see Zul'Drak down there. That's the area where we switch the thing around. And over there you can see Snake, and over there you can, or excuse me, that one's Snake, and that one's the other one. We're actually not that far until we're done with Zul'Drak. I'm actually really happy we're going to finish Zul'Drak today, which means tomorrow we can get started on Shalazar, which will be our next big zone. Shalazar is an interesting zone because it doesn't actually have a lot of lore to talk about, but the lore it does have to talk about is very significant. So it's going to be weird going through there. I actually considered skipping Shalazar for this lore run. But I decided in the end it was worth at least pushing through. We'll be doing that on our Horde, consequently. And of course we'll be seeing the return of Hemet Nessingwary. Excuse me, we'll be seeing the return of Hemet Nessingwary. He's pretty awesome when you think about it. Where am I? Where's the... There he is.
Hey there.
No! Another god destroyed! Its power stolen. Another prophet of Akali has threatened us directly. When he comes, he will come for Hakoa. We cannot allow him to take her power. We must consult the gods once more. They will tell us what must be done.
See ya later.
She is chained. A way must be found to free her. Once more we hear your call, Khufu. We have wisdom for you in Xylom. You face great peril and must act swiftly. Jeez. They're kind of... Hang on. Or you and Harkoa will die. The unblemished heart of the Guardian must be secured to show defiance and strength. Jealous Zimru keeps those who harbor it. Shoot. I'm not even sure. We actually overlapped someone else's cutscene, so I'm not sure which things they were saying there. Whatever.
Relax.
The gods have spoken, and we must heed their wisdom. Travel north to Zimruk to destroy the Guardians until they yield an unblemished heart. Travel east to the altar of Quetzalun and disrupt the altar wardens until you have their essence. Deliver both to Harkoa. She will combine them into something that will compel Akali's prophet to appear.
Later.
Oops. Oh, damn. I've never had good luck on this drop rate for these guys. I only need one, too. Just one. Please. Just, please, sir. I'd just like one of your unblemished hearts. These things are colossi, by the way. We'll actually be talking about these a little bit more later. These are a unique form of golem. So, there's two ways, well, there's four ways to make a golem work in this setting. Way number one is the most obvious. You empower it with magic. You know, the vast majority of golems we've seen so far are that. Type 1 undead are also magically imbued golems, right? Method 2, technology. Again, I don't have anything to explain here because it's just obvious. You have a robot, basically. And so that is the type, the second type of golem that they have. The third type of golem you'll have is kind of a mix mash of the two. One that has like an elemental creature or something like that which is bound within it, which actually empowers it. We'll actually be fighting one of those in the future. And then there's those things, which are probably my favorite type of golems, aka they make this powerful, they take a lot of great care and effort into carving this powerful golem creature, right? just like the Tuskar spent all that time and effort carving those massive statues. You remember the heads that we saw back in Dragonblight and back in the Borean Tundra? So those massive heads were very carefully prepared, very carefully carved, very well crafted, in the same way that these golems are specifically to be a receptacle for a soul. The difference is the heads were supposed to be a, this is where you will watch over our people for the rest of time, receptacle, and the golems are a, this is your prison and we're going to use you as a fuel source for the rest of time, kind of a receptacle. So there's a slight difference between the two. Your bravery seems boundless, Xylom. It's almost like you're crazy. Please hand me the heart in essence. I will fashion them into that which will compel the prophet to appear before you. You must take this instrument of convocation, of summoning, to Zul'Heb, just south of Gundrak. Therein you will find a circle of power. Use the convocation to force the prophet of Akali to appear. My heart goes out to you, Xylom. We've been through much together, and you have done all you can not only to save my life, but those of the other gods the Drakari have destroyed. But I fear this time we will not see each other again until the afterlife. Animus is basically Type 3, a form of magical being inside of a otherwise technological construct. It could be argued that Animus golems are purely Type 2, purely technological. That's actually very debatable. Because... Not here, Shadow. He's the son of the being that's actually the god of FF13 setting. There's your short answer. But yeah, so... Animus golems are... Well, you know what? Let's talk about that when we get to Throne of Thunder. Long and the short of it is... They are a perversion of a Titan construct. Oh, right, I have to actually get in the summoning circle. Alright. Let's do this. The Prophet of Akali. What is this? I recognize you from when I killed Akali. You must be this Xylom everyone's dreading. You don't worry me, boy. Just the opposite. I look forward to killing you. Nothing will stand between me and Zimtorga now. Bam! How sad that only now do you grasp the truth. I wield the power of a god. You're a mere mortal. You cannot hope to defeat me. You meddled in affairs that were none of your business. You're nothing but a foreign invader. Be time for you to die, man. And he starts casting a ritual of annihilation. Prophet! What? Hakoa? Keep your filthy Drakari hands off of them. Very well, kitten. I see no reason to delay your inevitable demise. I look forward to dealing with you just as I deal with this fool. I think not. You will drop your immunity, cease your ritual, and release them. No. And he's dead. Mortal. Just in case you missed it, man. We had a mortal counter. And now that the mortal counter is done, I think the most important thing we can do is to stop questing around as a stupid Worgen. Nobody likes the Worgen anyways. We are truly Iron Brothers! For the Iron Dwarves, and for Yogg-Saron, our master! Anyways. Sorry. I just thought that maybe. Moving on. Nobody loves the Worgen. Not even the Worgen love the Worgen. Except for Greymane. That man, he be foolish, man. So it looks like Harkoa survived. Color me surprised. You did it. You are the champion of Zul'Drak. We will never be able to repay the debt we owe you, but the Zandalari have given unto my trust a number of objects they believe you might be interested in. Please, I want you to have a token of our appreciation, but hurry. There is another sense of urgency. Ding! Right next to Harkoa. That is hilarious. We're going to totally take the ding. No, we won't do that. We won't do it in dwarf form. We'll be in Worgen form. And I need to get her in the camera here. There we go. That'll have to do. Everybody kicks while dancing, man. What kind of craziness is this? So now it's time to go to Storm Peaks. Whee! No, I'm actually kidding. We'll be doing that, like, in a bit. Hey, Nethrazim, no, she totally is selfish. Typical Loa, too, right? She, in her munificence, grants us one of those tokens of the things that were given to her. Even though we literally saved her life. The only surviving Loa. You might think, Arsh, what are you doing? I tell you what I be doing, mon. We be going to Zul'Drak. We be ending this here, mon. But will we be going to the east side or the west side? I let you be the judge. Should we go after the serpents first, like everyone in the universe does? Or should we be going after the mammoth, I think, is the one on the other side? What will it be, mon? I should have been parked at Zul'Drak, but I'm an idiot, mon. How foolish I be. I'm gonna eat a thing real quick, mon. Other MMOs with good lore in them. Final Fantasy XIV, Guild Wars 1, Lord of the Rings Online, Star Trek Online. All of those I can vouch for having good lore within them. Although Guild Wars 1 isn't actually an MMO, but you get the point. Yes, the Illuminati are behind it. Okay, I hate to spoil this, but for those of you not aware, the Zandalari have a bit of a long-term plan. I'll go ahead and summarize it for you. They want to conquer the world. I'm kind of not kidding. They want to reunite all the troll tribes who have been separate since literally before the War of the Ancients. And they want to reunite all the troll tribes together and make a new, powerful troll empire. And I hate you, Deutsch. Once they have accomplished this incredible feat of power, and I just realized I need to be heroic, of power and majesty, they will conquer all that lies before them. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the reason the Zandalari help us in Zul'Grub and in Zul'Aman, and the original Zul'Grub and Zul'Aman, and here in Zul'Drak, is because they're building up their own power base and getting their own allegiances going. I mean, think about all these Loa we've been helping and freeing in all of these areas that are now indebted to the Zandalari.
What you want?
The land of the ice trolls is a shadow of its former glory. If you be having the courage, search the history tablets to find what brought the Drakari Empire to such an end. Perhaps one day we be given this land a new line of frost trolls.
See ya later.
This whole mess could have been avoided if the Drakari had worshipped their gods instead of destroyed them. I hear they have a special golem, one imbued with forbidden power. Bring me back a piece from that golem, so we can learn from our brothers and sisters. This guy is a Zandalari, by the way.
Be seeing ya.
And yeah, we took out Zul'Jin, who was the single biggest person who was a threat to Zul's political power. It must have been the most awful thing I ever seen. The great Akali slain before me eyes. Horrible. My job be to observe only, but this cannot stand. Galdara and his followers must pay. Avenge Akali's death, my brother. It be the right thing to do.
Okie dokie.
Zul'Drak! Desperate to save their kingdom from collapse, the trolls of Zul'Drak have turned on their ancient gods. The wild deities are now considered a source of untapped power, at a means to repel the Lich King's minions who have overtaken the troll nation. Why aren't you dead? Blah, 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 blah. So this is Saladran. Saladran took no pleasure in the sacrifice of the Loa he had served all his life. As the powers of his god surged into him, the High Prophet swore the Scourge would suffer for the atrocities that the Drakari were forced to admit. Or to commit. So these are all the High Prophets, the actual people who have been specifically empowered with the majority of the power of these Loa. These guys are actually very strong in lore.
Drakari gonna kill anybody who trespass on these lands. Minions of the gonna rend your flesh. Scourge was not our greatest enemy.
Did I hit it? Yeah, I hit it. By the way, what you're seeing right here is one of the biggest troll cities ever made. Amongst the Drakari, it is actually the biggest troll city. Now, I already pointed out this isn't just the, you know, it's not just this one area, the instance. All of the area up top is it as well. But I just want to point this out. This is a regular part of a troll city. Look at this. Look at this. Look at all these bones. This is what the Drakari do. Good night, Ellie. I remembered. This is all the bones of the Drakari's... Well, I want to say they're enemies, because that's not actually true. But yeah, as I was going to point out, and as I've been biting my tongue on for a while, this is yet another aspect of cut content. There's a little bit more you can kind of see over there. There's a little bit more we're going to see in a moment. There was originally going to be more content to this area. It's one of the reasons why, after that rather epic story chain, I feel, as we're going through Zul'Drak, we then just kind of terminate Zul'Drak, and it just kind of tapers off rather suddenly, even though it felt like it should keep going. For example, this thing right here. Oh, hang on. Let me get you a good camera angle. This thing was undoubtedly supposed to be something. You see that? That's a snake's tail. Going all the way off into the distance, and there's some other thing over there. That was supposed to be a thing. Also, notice how much... these are Mojo elementals. Now, as we've already talked about, elementals can be an elemental of basically anything, really. So it's not really that out of line. But again, remember what Mojo is. Literal life essence. You know, life stream, if you will. Or Mako. So... or Mako, if you're weird. So, these are elemental... of that, of life essence. And you might think, well, that's kind of weird. It's doubly weird when you consider the fact that it's most likely these things are a relatively recent addition to the Drakari. Because, of the severe amount of mojo that has suddenly been poured into their ranks because of the killing of so many of their gods. So this is the Drakari Colossus. The trolls' use of mojo in their voodoo has long been established, but the fusion of those magics into a golem was a revolutionary breakthrough. Their initial success led to the creation of numerous centaurs that all spawned from their original creation. This thing. So this is a kind of a unique golem. This thing right here is actually a combination of multiple types of golems. As you can see, this is the creature that lies within it. It's literally a mojo elemental, which is empowering a soul-infused colossi. So this thing in lore is actually kind of a bit of a super weapon in its own right. And naturally, we're going to give pieces of it to the Zandalar. I'm sure the Zandalari will make good use of that technology. Now, you might ask, Arsh, can you tell me exactly how widespread the mojo is? Yeah, sure I can. You see this? I mean, this is obviously water, but it's like mojo-infused water. We're kind of swimming in it right now. Literally, I suppose. I don't think so. Because, I mean, does anyone actually do that trash? Honestly. Notice that several areas here are specifically designed to venerate. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but the snake area had quite a bit of a snake motif going to it. And if you look at the ground here, you can see we've got the mammoth motif going on here as well. Yeah, as of this point in time, the Zandalari are basically not a force to be reckoned with anymore. They might actually be approaching extinction with how bad they're getting in the modern era. So yes, the Zandalari are basically done after Mists. So this is Murabi.
We fought back the Scourge. What chance you thinking you got?
I've got a chance. Ah, damn, I didn't do it. Holy crap.
Can die. Then so can we.
Oh. No, little Billy, I wouldn't. There's a completely unique unarmed weapon that he just dropped. In fact, I'm going to take that because I'm on my rogue. There's literally no equivalent to this in the whole game, and it looks like this. It's like the back blades. It's really cool looking. Anyways. The only thing that's left of the Zandalari at this point is Zul himself and whatever trolls are left with him on his floating city ships. I shouldn't call them city ships. That's over-exaggerating. His flotilla. There we go. That's a better term. So how many of you did this place in the day and hated this boss? And I've got another question coming up for you in just a second. Nothing here. Oh, well. Oh, God, there's a boss. Okay, it's dead. Whew. So you never saw that boss. For those of you who did know this boss, did you know this is a way you could go to get out of here? Almost everyone goes the other way and hops across the sewers, but you could actually just do this. And voila, man. Behold. Of course, this ends up in here, which is why nobody does this. But... it's a Gurlock. I mean, what do you want, Deutsch? So now that we've opened the way forward... I wouldn't mind at least seeing the notes of all the things they plan to do for this stuff. Oh, by the way, see that platform up there? That's where we were standing earlier when we were staring down into Zul'Drak. The specific spot we were looking at. So that right there is Galdara. Galdara is effectively the leader of all the... oh, I should read his thing. I keep forgetting to read the dungeon things, I'm sorry. The Drakari sought to sacrifice Mamtoth for his powers, but instead the Loa destroyed himself. Despite this act, Murabi would not be denied his godlike powers. The High Prophet drank of the Loa's blood, and now will stop at nothing to keep Zul'Drak firmly in troll hands. And then there is Ek. The Drakari sealed their failed Gorlock experiments away after numerous attempts to weaponize them. As the Frost Trolls battled the Scourge invading their beloved homeland, Ek and his minions awaited the moment where their freedom was at hand. And this is Galdara. The Drakari turned to their Loa as the Scourge invaded the nation of Zul'Drak. The Frost Trolls did not come to the Loa with implorations. They came with blades. As blood flowed from the murdered god, Akali, the High Prophet Galdara and his betrayers claimed the Loa's strength as their own. So, funny fact, this is actually not the leader of the Drakari. We will actually be seeing the leader of the Drakari when we get to Pandaria. However, this is the High Prophet. Basically, there's no one higher ranked when it comes to their religion amongst the trolls. And given how close of a connection the trolls have to the Loa and their religion, This guy effectively is higher rank than the actual High Warlord, when it comes down to actual political power.
I'm gonna spill your guts, man.
No, you're not.
Kill them
Even the
all.
mighty can fall.
Down you go, man. Yes, name of fives, as I mentioned earlier.
Me got the good stuff, man.
You find the Drakari history tablets? We Trolls been subject of the splitting of empires for longer than most races be existing. We always regrow from the runes. Yeah, we'll see if that keeps to be true in the future.
Later.
You find the golem? I swear it's in there somewhere. Amazing. Just be nothing like I ever seen before. You do good work, man.
Okie dokie.
Is it be done? There be no more? Here you go, man. Take this gift for bringing the justice to the frozen wastes.
Later.
With all of their high prophets dead and all of their lower dead except for one, this is pretty much the end of the Drakari as a major power. For all intents and purposes, they will cease to function as an organized unit from this point on. We know from things that have happened in the future that the Drakari will cease to exist other than a few of their surviving remnants because the Scourge will completely crush them, and then because of the whole Bolvar thing, they will be released from that servitude and enslavement. They will be given their freedom of will back, basically. And so the Drakari will start to rebuild, which also includes some of their undead Drakari who are here as a result of that. For all intents and purposes, though, this is the end of the Drakari Empire. It's never going to rise again, not like this. So that's been Zul'Drak. I hope you have enjoyed. I'm going to go ahead and cut off for the night rather than go ahead and start Sholazar now. I hope you will join me tomorrow when we go ahead and hit up Sholazar on our Horde and have some fun with it. See you around, guys.